Hello and welcome to the third installment of State of Art on the Voices of Pueblo podcast. I'm Bree Pappan, and today I'm very excited to be talking with some folks with Pueblo Film Fest about this fantastic festival, the growth of the film industry in Colorado, and how making connections through film can inspire young filmmakers. I'm thrilled to welcome Pugh and Chili Cilch to the studio today. Welcome to both of you.
Thank you so much. It's good to be here.
Good morning, Bree. Thank you for having us.
I'm so excited to have you. Let me point out, of course, that you're on the Pueblo Film Fest, and Film Month is the feature for the Pueblo Star Journal's April issue of this month. So I'm excited to get started. Throughout the State of Art podcast series, which we've started this year, we've been talking with Pueblo-based organizations that are at the heart of what makes this community vibrant and connected to its creative roots. I'd love to read your mission statement because it really exemplifies that. The mission statement of the Pueblo Film Fest is to ignite a passion for storytelling through the art of cinema as we build the next generation of filmmakers. We celebrate the diverse voices of filmmakers from around the world, from budding talents to seasoned auteurs. Our festival serves as a vibrant platform connecting artists with audiences and fostering a sense of community. Through thought-provoking narratives, captivating documentaries, and innovative experimental works, we aim to inspire, entertain, and provoke meaningful conversations. Pueblo Film Fest is committed to nurturing the cinematic arts, promoting cultural exchange, and shining a spotlight on the vibrant film culture of Pueblo, Colorado. Join us in this cinematic journey of exploration, inspiration, and connection. Chili and Kennedy, I would love for you to talk to me and to the listeners about the Pueblo Film Fest and how you came to be involved with the organization and what your role is.
Yes, well, I'm new to Pueblo. I moved here just the end of September. And before we moved here, we came across Blowback Gallery. And I was talking to Jeff and his commitment, Jeff Medine, about his commitment of making Pueblo an arts destination. I'm like, I'm moving here to help you with that. So then when he was talking about different things, I'm like, well, I'm retired. I'm willing to be a board member. And I'm like, he says, I think you could be on the Film Fest board. So I'm like, okay. They interviewed me and they voted me in. So Jeff Medine is our president. He sort of, with a few others, kind of founded the idea, but the idea generated it into our brains. And then Kennedy, of course, has been instrumental. So I'll hand it over to him.
Yeah, Chili, we were just so thrilled about you being on the board and all of the gifts that you bring, because it is an exciting thing. And I had produced a film festival at Blowback called the Mindful Awareness Festival one year, and I did it so much all by myself, and I'm like, it was just way too much, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then Jeff came to me and said, he goes, well, why don't we all just work together and create this Pueblo Film Fest? And I'm like, okay, I'd be into that. And man, it was, it's been quite the journey, because quoting a friend of mine that always says, it's like building an airplane in the sky. That's what it's been, and it still is. But we've seen a real a lot of attention and a lot of interest, and the Pueblo community in Southern Colorado and Colorado in general is really ready for this, and so we think that we're really fulfilling a need, and I'm so honored just to be a part of this board.
That's fantastic. And Kennedy, so I just want to ask. Last year was the inaugural year for Pueblo Film Fest. What was the, and you talked a little bit about what was the inspiration of really bringing Pueblo Film Fest together and putting it together?
Well, one of the things, and I'm here I go quoting another good friend, Gregory Howe. Some years ago, Gregory had he oversees the film commission in Pueblo, and had really identified Pueblo. It was like, Pueblo is Colorado's back lot, and everything. And so, when I moved back here, I was working on a documentary film, and I was going down to New Mexico, and I kept on thinking, I'm like, man, Pueblo is so rich, and it has all these great things that we need to bring filmmakers and creatives into Colorado a lot more, and that was kind of the true impetus. And also we realized that it was all about community as well. It was that we knew that there were filmmakers that were out there, that people, and that there were others out there who wanted to share their cultural experiences, share their educational experiences, whatever it might be, and that we could be a part of elevating those stories and really helping bring community and bring healing and bring hope and all of those great things that the creative industry does to Pueblo County.
That's fantastic. So if Colorado was a movie, Pueblo would be production, or they would be script writers?
All the above, if you ask me.
Yeah, we have so much talent in this city. I've just come across it, like at Blowback, they have, what is that? When you come and you just play a song or two, open mic night. There's open mic night at the Abriendo Inn. There's open mic night at Ethos Gallery. I've seen so much talent. The arts community is just so vibrant here. And that's part of why I love it so much.
As a creative district, part of the Colorado Creative Industries, and we are a named creative district, I think it's magnetic for people to be here, to come here, and to really be able to explore their creativity. And that's been from the past guests on the podcast. That has been very true, from Mark Sabatella, who moved here from Denver, who is a very incredible musician, incredible artist. And from Denver, he came to Pueblo, and he was exploring a place for his family. And he said, I just fell in love with Pueblo's creativity and just the vibrancy of the city and the people here and just the potential. I think that was really what drew him here.
Yeah, the arts community is really vibrant. People, from all aspects of the creative industry, from our visual artists to those who work in production, to those on the tech side of things, to those we really are. And we're finding that that more people are interested. That's why the Pueblo Film Festival is definitely wants to be a part of that education of making sure that we build up those careers in the film industry and in production and all of that, and making sure that we have young people going, wanting to embrace and choose that as a vibrant career. And so we definitely want to keep doing some of that work.
I want to touch on that educational aspect later on in the podcast, but I really want to get to the nitty-gritty of this year's film festival. It boasts a screening of 55 films in 7 different genre categories. Kennedy, from last year's experiences, have you seen an increased interest for the moviegoers and for the festival goers so far, in terms of some of the films and some of the diversity of the films that were submitted and chosen to be screened?
Yeah, we got a great response after when we did our end of the year report. We had got such a great response, and from everyone that attended the festival last year, we were just blown away. And our board, even, because we knew how hard we worked to get there. And man, a lot of times it felt like we were behind the 8 ball. And then when we finished the festival last year, everybody just took a deep breath and was like, oh my God, we really did that. We pulled that off. And so, we, like I said before, that building the airplane in the sky, it is hard, and it's a lot of hard work. And I hope I'm not digressing. I forgot exactly what the initial question was.
What I really wanted to know was, in your experiences from last year's inaugural festival
like
to this year, what are some of the things, the positive changes or the positive feedback that you've gotten about in formulating this year's festival, and some of that feedback that went into making this year's festival?
Right. Well, we definitely learned from last year, and we knew that there were certain things that we could do better. We do have a different venue. We're at a larger venue, which is Memorial Hall this year. Yes. We've opened up our Steely Awards to really be. We're giving away complimentary tickets. It's not just going to be for those in the film industry. It's for the general public. We have some great entertainers that are all parts of the awards. We want to make it like as if you would go to see the Oscars or something like that, and that's what it really is.
There are red carpet moments, from what I understand.
Absolutely,
right. And Chili, can you give us a little bit of the rundown of how the weekend's going to go?
Okay, so it kicks off on Thursday at Blowback Gallery at 6 p.m. and we'll have kind of a launch party celebration, and then we'll be also showing some films. We have the Persian film track, and we're international film festival, getting films from Russia, from Iran, from different places, and we're really excited about that. And then also an animation track. So, and I'd like to say that we have so many diverse films. There's something for everybody. So definitely look at the different ones that we're featuring. And if you just want to come for a few films, you can do that for like $10 for a film track. So,
and when you talk about a film track, is that a cluster of films that are going to be shown in succession?
Yes, and kind of like a theme. So like one track is minis and shorts, micro films, like maybe 2 minutes, and then mini films like 5 or 7 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. So those films will be, I think those films are being shown on Friday.
Okay.
So, and that Friday starts at 10 a.m. and goes to like 9 p.m. Then we have bands playing, we have entertainment.
Wow.
I think, of course, we have to have popcorn because we're showing films, right?
Obviously.
And then Saturday, we're really grateful to have Memorial Hall and also El Pueblo History Museum, where in the afternoon we'll be showing films there. And then, of course, that Saturday night.
Those are both amazing venues. I mean, I think it's just fantastic.
Absolutely. And then in the evening, I'm just like racking my brain. What am I going to wear?
Get multiple wardrobe changes throughout the weekend.
My red carpet moment. I'm ready.
Sure.
They even have me as a presenter, so I've got to look good.
Oh, goodness. Okay. So you are really having a full-fledged participation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And we're really excited about it. So please come down to the red carpet at the very least. I mean, there's 1,600 seats in Memorial Hall. So I think we can accommodate a lot of people from Pueblo, and our visitors and our filmmakers will be there. So, we're excited about
Thursday
that.
and Friday, they'll be at Blowback Gallery, correct?
Correct. And then Sunday for the VIP pass holders and our VIPs, we're celebrating the whole month of April as Primavera month, and that'll be our Primavera brunch at the Convention Center.
Fantastic. And so, did you want to say something, Kennedy? Okay. Tell me, between the two of you, some of the films that you are looking forward to seeing that are going to be screening.
Well, okay. My mother always had a fascination with snakes. Whenever we went to the zoo, we always went to the snake house. And so when I watched this film, I was on the edge of my seat because this couple are herpetologists and zoologists, and their thing is to go to Africa and look for venomous snakes. And in particular, this film is looking for the green mamba to photograph. Okay. And they also interact with the locals and try and train them about snake etiquette, if you will. And it's a feature-length film. The cinematography is gorgeous, and so that's kind of a fun one. And then there's also one that really struck me about women, the early women's role in film in the 1900s and up, and how they really pioneered the craft. in the old days and before there was sound, and that their names are no longer known. Nobody knows about them. So this documentary really shines a light on their contribution to filmmaking.
That's fantastic. It's hard to believe that cinema has been, it's well over 100 years that cinema has been in the light. And I understand. I did look at some of the films that are being screened, and there are a few that I wanted to just ask about. There is one that is about incarcerated women. Is that correct?
Yes, it's called Nothing Safer. And we have the filmmakers, and we have the woman who kind of they ping on the film most of all, who is training the dogs and while she's in the prison incarcerated, and now she's out and she's coming to the film festival to share her story. And she happens to know the lieutenant governor, Diane Primavera, and the lieutenant governor is also coming to the film festival.
Fantastic!
Because she feels so strongly about the program and its contribution. They're training dogs for special needs children and adults and so forth. So very powerful.
That's a phenomenal experience. And I as a festival goer, to be able to have those firsthand experience with either people that are the main focus of the film, the filmmakers, it really gives them an in-depth look and a way to connect to a film, whether it really spoke to them or not. It's really gives them an idea moment to be able to have ownership of that experience. Can you tell us a little bit about, just run down like maybe the ticket prices or like what the passes prices are, just different ticket prices available for people that want to attend?
I think until Monday we have early bird pricing. So to attend the whole festival is $50. That's our VIP pass. If you want to just do a one-day pass, it's $20 for Friday or Saturday. And then just to see a film track, which could include 6 films or so, that's like $10 if you're interested in, the mini and micro track or that kind of thing. So,
okay, great. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and I just want to say thank you again to you both for being here. We're going to talk more, but want to be a part of something bigger? The Pueblo Star Journal invites you to a special screening of Join or Die on Saturday, April 19th at the Sangre de Cristo Arts and Conference Center. This powerful documentary explores the impact of civic engagement on our democracy. And we're launching ClubCon to connect you with clubs and organizations in Pueblo. Don't miss this free event. Register now at thepueblostarjournal.org or clubcon.org today. Welcome back. And today have the pleasure of talking with Kennedy and Chili here in the studio. We're talking about Pueblo Film Fest, which kicks off next week. It's the second annual Pueblo Film Fest, and we'll be screening over 50 films at 2 locations over 3 days here in Pueblo. Of course, I want to talk about Sundance Film Festival coming to Colorado in 2027. April has really started off as a huge month. On the 8th, our governor, Jared Polis, signed a bill number 25-1005, which was a tax incentive for film festivals, which is aimed to bolster Colorado's film industry and attracting renowned festivals to the state by January 1st, 2026. In addition, it also allocates $5 million in tax credits to support existing and smaller Colorado-based film festivals like Pueblo Film Fest. Kennedy, can you tell us a little bit about the impact that this is going to have Sundance in Colorado? Sundance is it is synonymous. When you say Sundance Film Festival, people know exactly what it is. They know what it's about.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a groundbreaking opportunity for Colorado.
Like words cannot express the excitement. Sundance Film Festival is one of the largest festivals in the world, and really attracts like some of the top industry people from all over the world, and for it to move to Colorado, to Boulder, as they're planning on doing, has really set a spark. That spark was already going, but actually I should say it was kind of like throwing some more wood on the fire, and now that fire, it's like we are so excited because we knew that a lot of the struggles that we have, for one, as a film festival, everyone thinks that like we have all of this money or something like that, but it's been, we're doing it. We have a volunteer board. We have a lot of people from our board who put in a lot of work to make sure that this happens. And now with these tax incentives, with Sundance coming in, it's also given an opportunity for our local festival and a small festival like us to really increase, to really have that support that we need to really put on each year a more dynamic festival. And that's all we're looking for. But I tell you, this is huge, and everyone in Pueblo County really needs to recognize that this bill that the governor signed is going to really help the film industry and the creative industry and our economic potential tremendously in Pueblo County and in the rest of the state and in southern Colorado. So yes, we are tremendously excited. Do you want to say?
I just, and it's
you
Chili
went to
was there. Chili, so you were at the event.
You were able to go up to
correct?
the reception, right?
I know. It's like slap me. I'm at the governor's mansion, and it was fantastic. And the governor was there, and I was like, I think I'm talking to the governor, and it was real. And the Sundance people were there, and they were so warm to us and interested in our film festival. And not only is the Sundance Festival, moving to Boulder, but the entire Sundance organization.
Right.
So
Sundance Institute.
Exactly. So, and they are willing to partner and collaborate and bolster all the film festivals.
Music to everyone's
state.
ears. That's
right.
That's just to have that opportunity for collaboration with this landmark organization, with Sundance Institute, which is the pillar.
And what was really thrilling is that. They had gave their little speech, and different people instrumental in getting this to happen went up and talked, and they called out Sunny Wiggins and some of the filmmakers, young filmmakers,
yes.
student filmmakers that won awards during her film fest that she created, the Rising Star Film Festival for students. And she showed, films from all over the country, and they're like, they were good.
It's their moment.
They had called them out, at the governor's mansion as like, this is the future. Here's the future of filmmakers. So that was really exciting.
That's fantastic.
And those student films, those award-winning student films, will be included in our film festival.
Fantastic.
So they have an opportunity to see them.
And the Rising Stars happened in March, correct?
Yeah, the Rising Stars. So what kind of happened? Last year at the festival, we had a youth track, and we worked a lot we honored Youth Documentary Academy out of Colorado Springs. And this year, we wanted to make sure that our youth weren't forgotten about, that we realized that they are valued in this industry. And so I am fortunate enough that I'm at the Arts Academy at Pueblo County High School, and Sunny, those students, they have a senior project that they have to do, and Sunny chose her senior project as developing a film festival. And so I immediately put her in touch with the rest of our people that they can support her and mentor her. So we walked through, and then what we did is that we told Sunny, we said, well, okay, so you create this Rising Star Film Festival, then we will take whoever wins your festival and feature them at the Pueblo Film Festival, and then we will keep your festival going underneath the Pueblo Film Festival to keep that educational component. So it's beautiful that it was started by a young person, and we're going to keep it going and really support our young people in this effort.
That is, go ahead.
Oh no, I'm just saying that it's hard because we have so many ideas, especially Sundance kind of lit a fire under us. You're like, oh my goodness. So we're talking about all these educational things.
Right.
Chris Wiggins, who is Sonny's father, is on the board, is interested in doing workshops on making films on 35 millimeter, which apparently a lot of the Oscar winners did have films on 35 millimeter because of AI. They can't be copy edited, or whatever they do,
Right. Right.
So that's really interesting. So this is having maybe a resurgence in interest or just the history of it.
Right.
So, and then also we're thinking about other collaborative things and doing a film society so we can have, and I think that will really build engagement for next year's festival. But I keep saying, let's focus on this year's and get this year's
It's
done.
hard to not think about the potential of that, not only having Sundance come and not only having a fluctuation of money through the governor's signing of this bill being allocated to the small film groups here in Colorado, but I started thinking about the history of film in Colorado and the Southwest, and in the early to mid 20th century, Colorado and the Southwest were destinations for the film industry. And there is a long-standing tradition of having films and film societies and small film groups in this area. And not only is that fascinating for young filmmakers to learn about that history, but to have the opportunity to do these projects with collaborators like Sundance Institute or the Rising Stars or CISFA or all of these fantastic organizations. And it really opens up the opportunities for this youth, especially youth like Sonny, who really want to pursue this. So I
just wanted to say that timely enough, one of the documentaries being shown at the film festival is what happened to the Colorado Film Festival. And it kind of talks about that. And, the studio that was in Denver, like having a robust business. And then all of a sudden, New Mexico started funding and enticing filmmakers to their state, or another states.
Right.
Yeah, I'm old enough to remember that, we did have a vibrant creative film industry in Colorado, and there was this thing called Amendment 2 that happened that really kind of made the industry, that people felt that there was some discrimination that was happening, and the film industry pulled out of Colorado. And Colorado really never really repaired from that, and it's been a constant chipping away. I think that we're right now in a really great place for our openness to all walks of life, all types of culture, and people are gravitating to Colorado, and people are not afraid of other people sharing their stories. We still need to work on, as far as an industry, making sure that we are competitive with the states around us as far as production when it comes to that. Sure. And so, but this is the start. This is how it begins. And now with Sundance and with all the attention that this state is going to have because of that, we're hoping that it'll also just attract people to come here, especially to Pueblo County, and Colorado's back lot, and as Gregory Howell would say, and make it a destination.
Right. I really think that speaks to the diversity that is truly Pueblo and the stories that are here and the potential to develop those stories. Talk to me a little bit about, Kennedy, about the educational opportunities, the outreach that Pueblo Film Fest provides through some of their programming.
Yeah, we have been writing for some grants and really trying to develop a more robust youth program and really trying to get the support to work with our schools. If there's any schools that are out there that want to work with us, we're more than happy to talk to you, and really trying to get, because it can be an expensive industry also. I mean, when you start talking about equipment and what people need to really come out with a great product or whatever, there are things that we can do to support that, to enhance that, and to build that even within the Pueblo Film Festival. We are all about collaboration. We're not trying to, with everybody, because everybody should be present at this, and everybody, we know what the arts can do, not only in education and helping young people be expressive and elevate their voices, but also, like, for example, right now, when you talk about the educational component, we have this other track that we're working on. We've been working with Cleo Parker Robinson and Ann Schutz and CU Boulder on a project under health equity and how the arts can interface with some nonprofits to really show like how we can elevate stories. And so what we've done is that under them and with their guidance, we have taken on creating 2 short films, or actually we're just going to have 1 short film right now that actually does this and looks at the water system, that looks at the food system in Pueblo County, and starting a talk back around that. And that's going to be at 1:00 at El Pueblo History Museum on Saturday, the 26th. So that's another aspect of that education that we're doing.
I think that's really important to incorporate those aspects. Not only because when you're attracting youth and youth want to be a part, young people want to be a part of this industry, they need to have a connection of some way. And not only talking about, the film industry, but also bringing some of their stories, their experiences to the forefront, and being able to give them an opportunity to illustrate that in a way that they are comfortable with, teaching them a skill and teaching them about their environment, what their experiences are, and giving them a 360 immersive experience. I think that really is an incredible way of learning by doing. And I think that is really intrinsic and keeps things in the mind of students and really helps them understand what they want to make their path to be, as opposed to what they feel like they have to do. It gives them choices. So I think that's ultimately important to be involved in a process like this. Chili?
I just want to say I learned so much just screening the films and watching them. And then I think the storytelling and voices that aren't typically heard, and hearing their stories. And then I think it really unites us. Like I remember watching those films from Russia and going, these are charming. They're just slice of life films that could happen anywhere, and the same things with the films that I watch from Iran. So I think it's powerful and it's transformative, if maybe you don't have the budget to travel, but you can watch a film and kind
Absolutely.
of experience that.
Yeah, we shouldn't forget this is an international film festival. Exactly. There is a plethora of films from all over the world that are going to be screened at this event. And
last year we were like shipping Steely Awards overseas.
That's fantastic. So, yeah,
and gorgeous.
Yes.
Let me shout out to the artist.
Yeah, man.
Eric.
It's like
Is it Eric?
Excuse me. Man, these Steely Awards, when we first, this is what's different. When we first started, we had thought that we were going to change the award every year. And then once those awards were created, everybody, even all of us, were like, no, I want one of those. Those are really cool. And they're heavy. Like you don't want to drop it on your foot because it's made out of steel. And people it's been one of the highlights of the festival. So now people, just to get that hardware, people are excited about.
Coveted award.
Yes, exactly. Very much so. I want one for my mantle, so I got to get busy making my next film.
I know. I'm like, now I want to make a film. And,
Right.
and also the whole month. I mean, I got kind of confused when I signed up to be on the board. And all of a sudden I'm like, a Kick-Ass Film Festival. That's not our film festival, is it? But, and then there's a CISPA. So, but I think it's great. It's just like kind of puts a spotlight, like April is
right.
the
It's
Arts
Film
Month and
Yeah, and the Primavera. So is that something fairly new for this year?
Yeah. So, one of the things that we thought, I also work with the Colorado Business Committee for the Arts and Cultural Champion. And with that, we had talked about, they had talked about having a statewide Arts Month. And I know that like communities like Colorado Springs have done an Arts Month. And so, so this is really great. Under the umbrella of Primavera, even though April has been Arts Film Month, but it also has been really Arts Month under the umbrella of Primavera. So the first week was all visual artists and all of those creative people.
First Friday.
And then, yes, exactly. And then there was the Still City Music Showcase. I was under that this week because of Holy Week and Easter and everything. We're taking a break. And then next week is the Film Fest. And it's just exciting to see let the people in Pueblo see that we have a vibrant creative community. Now we need the people in Pueblo to really come out and support these things, not because of us, but because of it's your community.
Right.
And it's your children.
That exactly is the cornerstone of what we are talking about is be involved, be a change maker of your community, be the change. Be the person that makes things happen, not watching them happen or saying what happened. Just be involved and you'll discover things about yourself that you didn't realize you had in you. You'll discover your passions. Like you've got something inside of you that you've always thought, well, I'd be interested in doing that. But you really never had the vehicle to be able to follow through with it.
And I tell people, I'm like, I don't hear anybody say that, oh, there's nothing to do in Pueblo. Oh, no, there's tons to do in Pueblo. But it requires you to do a little work in making sure that you're supporting all of these things because especially within the creative industry, we are creating them and creating these opportunities. And this is one of those opportunities that the public can really come out. And if you've never been to a film festival, come check it out.
Absolutely.
If if you just like to hear other people's stories, come check it out. And and it'll be a great thing. And we want to know who you are. We want to build community with you. We want to maybe, who knows, tell your story.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Chili, tell us. So if you haven't already gotten tickets, if you wanted to know more about Pueblo Film Fest, where can people go to do that?
PuebloFilmFest.org and go to the little right-hand corner where those bars are and click on tickets and it'll take you directly to the ticket site.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, Chili Cilch and Kennedy Pugh.
Can I just say real quick? And
yes,
don't
absolutely.
forget the Steely Awards. The Steely Awards, they're free and they're on at Memorial Hall on Saturday. Red carpet starts at 6 p.m.
Okay.
So get dressed up.
Thursday, April 24th, Friday, April 25th, and then Saturday, April 26th are the main days for the Pueblo Film Fest. And then the awards are Saturday evening at Pueblo Memorial Hall. Chili and Kennedy, thank you both so much for being here today in the studio. It's been a thrill.
Thank you, Bree. It's been great.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
And that's a wrap on this episode of State of Art on the Voices of Pueblo podcast. A huge thank you to Kennedy and Chili for being here today on behalf of Pueblo Film Fest. Before we go, though, one more reminder. Join us for the Join or Die documentary screening and the launch of ClubCon on April 19th at the Sangre de Cristo Arts and Conference Center. It's free, it's for the community, and it's your chance to get involved. Register now at clubcon.org or pueblostarjournal.org. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Bree Pappan, and we'll see you next time.